Hello everyone and welcome back. In this lecture, we are beginning learning how to interact with a blockchain with Web3 Python. In this lecture, we're going to connect to an Ethereum node with Web3 Python. For that, I'm here at Google Colab at colab.research.google.com, where you can start coding in Python online. All you need is a free Google account. All right, so let's get started with connecting to an Ethereum node. So first, we have to install some necessary libraries. First, we're going to use the exclamation mark to access the console on Google Colab. Then we're going to call pip, which is an installation tool for Python. We use the keyword install to install a library, and we want to install Web3. So I'm going to run pip install Web3. The Web3 library here refers to web3.py, so enabling us to use Web3 functionality in the Python programming language. So let's give that a moment to install. This is going to also require other libraries that will be downloaded alongside, so you can see everything that we get, like ETH typing, WebSockets, hex bytes, ETH account, LRU dictionary, ETH hash, ETH utils, so everything for the Ethereum blockchain. YARL, async test, frozen list, parsimonious, all of these are libraries that we're getting. ETH key file, ETH keys, Pi cryptodome. Okay, so then by the end of it, we can scroll down, okay, and we can see that we've been able to successfully install all of the required libraries that are all part of Web3. Right, so all of these are part of the Web3 collection. Next up, let's see here, we have our JSON schema also installed. So that has to be a specific version for the JSON schema for Web3 to work. So sometimes you'll have to use pip install force reinstall of the JSON schema to a specific version, typically 3.2.0. So if you see any error messages about a contextual version conflict with JSON schema, then just force reinstall the JSON schema version. Okay, so we're going to call here, just make sure you use 2 equal signs for the version of the JSON schema that you want. So this will just ensure that you're using a JSON schema of this exact version, so there's no conflict with Web3. That's a common error message that can pop up here in Colab. You'll also get a message that you must restart the runtime to use the newly installed versions, so we can restart the runtime. Okay, then from Web3, we are going to import the Web3 class, so we can access the Web3 library. Okay, then we can inspect the Web3 object, which comes from web3.main. Awesome, so now we're able to use the Web3 library. The Web3 library depends on a connection to an Ethereum node, so we have to connect to an Ethereum node with Web3 Python, which is what we're doing in this lecture. So how do we make a connection to an Ethereum node? How do we connect to the blockchain? A node is just a computer part of the blockchain network. So how do we connect to the blockchain? Well, we can use a connection provider. So there are different provider types that you can use, like the Ethereum tester provider, an HTTP provider, a local provider. All right, so let's start with connecting to an Ethereum tester provider. So for this, we're just going to create a test node. This provider will include some accounts pre-populated with test ether and auto-mine each transaction into a block. So it's great for testing and for beginners. We're going to pip install ETH_tester. Okay, so the ETH tester library is going to allow us to connect to blockchain via a tester provider. Okay, so there we go. We now have ETH tester. Okay, then from Web3, I'm going to import the Ethereum tester provider. Okay, then we can inspect the Ethereum tester provider. So this comes from web3.providers, and it is a easy provider, the simplest one to try out because it's pre-configured quite heavily for you already. So that's why we're starting with this one. Next, we're going to instantiate Web3. So we call the Web3 class and we pass in the provider. Ours is the Ethereum tester provider. So this is how you can create a connection to the blockchain via a provider. So here you have to pass in the provider that you want. Then you can check web3.isConnected. You can call the function isConnected from the Web3 library and run the code cell, and we get true. Okay, we also get, a user warning that for the Ethereum tester, no backend was explicitly set and no full backends were available. Falling back to the mock backend, which does not support all EVM functionality, Ethereum virtual machine functionality. Please refer to the ETH tester documentation for more information on what backends are available and how to set them. So this just tells us that we didn't set the backend explicitly because we're keeping this simple. The w3.isConnected, this returns true. So that's a good sign. That means we are connected to an Ethereum node via the tester provider. Coming up next, we're going to learn how we can use another provider. We're going to learn how to use a remote node provider. So I'll see you in the next lecture. If you liked this video, then go to training.mammoethinteractive.com. We have tons more content on blockchain, web development, machine learning, and much more. We also have a membership for just $19 a month where you can get access to our 372 course bundle and counting.